That's a great question, and it's actually why Amdocs and I am here at Mobile World Congress. If you listen to the presentations that are unfolding in the various sessions and walk around the exhibit hall, and clearly putting a plug in for stopping by the Amdocs booth, B101 in Hall 8, you will have, right in front of you all the evidence of what the next phases of our industry are going to be driven by. A few years ago, we were driven by the shift from solely voice services in the main, in the mobile experience for the mass market, to higher consumptions of data services, first through text and then with the mobile internet. And as additional bandwidth continues to come online, we're now talking about 4G and LTE services, and as this additional bandwidth comes online, carriers have a lot more resources to sell additional services and engineer a customer experience that is unparalleled. Further, Amdocs, as you know, we're very focused on doing more in a connected world. That connected world now comes with a fast lane. And so for Amdocs, a lot of our work is helping our customers think about what to do with this additional bandwidth to drive a better customer experience, to bring in more revenues, and create the business results they want. And we think that's powerful. Other thing I would cite is, many years ago there was significant amounts of activity in our industry driven by consolidations behind mergers and acquisition activity. And that's going to continue because that's just inherent in our business. But I think in the end you've got huge amounts of bandwidth coming online, customers having an incredible quest for being connected real time. Some of that's driven by all the advances through how social media is changing how we work and how we live. And emphasize, I said, work and live. It's not just a consumer experience. And we believe that all those forces will continue to play out and will force carriers to change because they have either business risk and competition or significant opportunities. And the nice thing about the Amdocs value proposition, that's what we're in the business of doing, engineering the systems and the infrastructure so companies can turn all of this into significant opportunities to advance for their customers. Because Amdocs serves the great majority of Tier 1 providers across the globe, over the course of the literally decades we've been in the business of helping providers engineer their most mission-critical systems, we've picked up a lot of experience. And the experience we picked up gives us, I believe, an advantage in working with our clients to build plans that are both comprehensive in nature but have the phasing that allows them to achieve the transformations they're trying to achieve, but do it in a way that assures they get the business outcomes. And in some cases we take on some very complex, large-scale transformations where we're dealing with carriers with tens of millions of subscribers that either because of a major network upgrade or a major launch of a new service, or in some cases behind a major merger and acquisition, there's a lot of transformation that occurs. That transformation could be to launch new services, that transformation could be to integrate legacy systems and give them a roadmap to next gen. And what we found very successful leveraging our near 30 years of experience is to build comprehensive and very disciplined strategies, plans, architectures, and overall project plans, and then to make sure those project plans can be broken down into discrete work units that allow us to achieve bit by bit the overall transformation in a very phased way. And further, I would say at Amdocs that approach has served quite well because we've had success and we stand proudly on our track record of having nearly 95% of all of our major milestones executed on time and on budget. And at the end of the day, to realize the benefits, you've got to be on time and you've got to be on budget. And we found with our experience a very disciplined and systematic way of engineering large-scale transformational programs in total, but breaking them down into discrete work units that allow us to execute the sub-project while staying on path to achieve the larger, in many cases, phased transformation.
Great. I'm always going to hold a little bit before I go on to the next question, just so I don't cut you off too soon. That's excellent. Okay. Question number 3. Is Amdocs Consulting Division at the forefront of changing Amdocs from being a product company to a full business solution company? If so, which services and what type of experience would you say set you apart from other consulting and system integration companies?
Well, firstly, Amdocs has made significant investments in the last decade to acquire and to develop additional capabilities or solutions. And we realized that because our product offerings became very much broader and the impact and benefits we could bring to customers also broaden as our capabilities broaden, that we had to change or evolve, I would say, into more of a solutions company. Because at the end of the day, customers don't want to buy a discrete billing system. They want to buy a system that fits into their business infrastructure to achieve the business outcomes. And those business outcomes are really the context for being more of a solutions company versus selling a discrete product and telling the customer, go off on your own and do your own thing. Now, that transformation of Amdocs requires the entire company. Now, I'm very proud and excited by the role that consulting plays, because clearly in how we engage with customers and design end-to-end solutions and build plans, as I mentioned, to both engineer and execute the transformation, that requires many levels of consulting and SI services, and because of that, Amdocs Consulting Division has to play an increasingly large role in engaging with customers through our account teams to put in front of the customer the strategic and technical and operational consulting they need to first design what it is they're trying to achieve, and then have enough of the consulting and SI services to then engineer the comprehensive projects and then to go about execution. Because what customers really want is not to buy a billing system, they want to transform the customer experience, and the outcome is what the solution must be focused on. The role that we play in Amdocs Consulting Division in creating value for both Amdocs that we can in turn use for our customers is very wide and multifaceted. In some cases, we have deep thought leadership and experience in the major domains that Amdocs focuses our solutions in. So for example, we have people who are very expert in engineering how customers manage the customer experience or customer management. Now, as a product company, we would say we have a great CRM system, but customers don't want a CRM system. They want to re-engineer the customer experience from target, market, acquire, bill, sell, grow, retain, etc. And we actually have inside the Amdocs Consulting Division people who are super expert in engineering that entire experience for clients and then working with them to figure out what must change, because in so many cases our customers want to go from their present mode of operation to a transform mode of operation to produce higher levels of business results. And having the thought leadership, the deep experience in engineering customer experience, processes, systems, and technology, we think is a very, very important role that Amdocs Consulting plays. Then on the other hand, because it's not just designing the project plan or the strategy, it's implementing the change to realize the business results. The teams that we have inside Amdocs Consulting also include people who are deeply experienced in very sophisticated program management, because when you think about going from your present mode of operation to a transformed customer experience, going from to requires discipline and very complicated at times program management, and we're very experienced in that context as well too. So we believe, and we think it's differentiating for our division, to be able to design, build, implement, and optimize the environment for customers. We think that's very powerful, and at the end of the day, we think that really differentiates Amdocs.